Steph's been really quiet since last night. It's unnerving. What?
I had a bit of an incident yesterday. Steph tried telling me that she'd had Anthony on the phone.
Why are you only mentioning this now?
I didn't want to worry you, so I just shut it down. Well, I had Ross shut it down.
Please tell me Ross isn't in on this now.
Oh, of course he's not. He doesn't know anything.
Well, then how?
Well, Steph fired the phone call at me to freak me out, didn't she? So I had a quiet word with Ross. Said that her digging around was, well, that it was making her unhappy. And I'm guessing that he's spoken to her because she hasn't mentioned it since.
But she's made a move now, hasn't she? So, by making up that phone call, she reckons you'll have to do something.
Only if I'm guilty of what she's thinking, and I'm not. So I won't. I've got a distraction for her, though.
What kind of distraction?
Sorry, got caught up.
Oh, that's all right. Just in time. Got a surprise for you.
Oh. San Francisco.
Yeah, thought you could fly out and see Nikki. Know you've been wanting to go for a while.
That's good of you.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. Just a few things we might need to deal with first.
Oh, don't worry. Can organise work cover.
Now, I was thinking more along the lines of needing to explain why I found this in the safe yesterday. Was it used on my granddad?
Look, although most of your dad's business interests are legitimate, there are sometimes people who aren't, and he has that in case.
Oh, in case of what?
It's insurance. Why would you think that has got anything to do with your granddad?
Oh, what, apart from him suddenly disappearing off the face of the earth? Well, mainly it's to do with the fact that your story keeps changing. One minute he left because of what he was accused of. The next it's because he'd been knocking Grandma and Mum around, something you had neglected to tell me ever. Now I find a gun in the safe. So how about you two start telling me the truth,
You do get how insane you sound, don't you?
My father has a gun and he says it's for keeping fictional gangsters at bay. Yeah, no, I'm the insane one.
So nothing we say would actually convince you?
Oh, there is something that might help. I am still waiting on a denial from either of you. So let's start with you, Mum. Why don't you tell me you haven't killed him?
That gun has got nothing to do with your granddad. It was for Kane, all right?
Kane?
Look, you know what happened. So I bought the gun and I went up to the farm. I was going to kill him.
And what, you chickened out?
I saw sense.
When was this?
It was the day after we told you about him and your mum. It was the day after the limo crash.
You see, the thing is, Dad, I know you. You're not the kind of person to literally shoot first and ask questions later.
Well, I wasn't in a good place, was I? None of us were around that time. But in the end, when I was face to face with my own brother and I was pointing that at him, I couldn't do it.
Steph, you have to believe us. Besides, if that was a murder weapon, don't you think we'd have got rid of it?
You're really gonna hurt Kane?
It's not something that I'm proud of, but it's the truth. I swear.
And Granddad?
But like we keep saying, as far as we know, he's fine.
Yeah, but about why he went?
Well, he'd been accused of being a danger to children, for one. And then me and your mum, we tried to put the past behind us, him being violent and all that, but we couldn't do it. I think those are the reasons why he left. Now, I am begging you, Steph. Take the ticket, go to the States, see your brother, and get your head together. And then, please, please, can we just drop this?
heading back to work?
Got an errand to run first.
Oh?
Look, I've thought about what you both said, and I want to believe you, but just to make sure, I'm going to get Kane to confirm it.
Oh, love. We weren't lying to you. But if you really feel that's what you have to do.
Oh, it is.
It's me. Steph's going over to Kane's. Just call me, okay?
Come in, why don't you?
Just needed a word.
What, on a phone call wouldn't do it?
I prefer a face-to-face. See, the thing is, I found a gun in my parents' safe yesterday.
Oh, well, what's that got to do with me?
Good question. My dad reckons you'd remember after a very specific incident, and I need to know if he's telling the truth.
You don't tell me why you think it's okay to interrogate me.
I notice you've still not answered the question.
When someone walks into my home barking orders, I get a bit uncooperative, sorry.
Come on, Kane, I just need to know what happened. If you can't tell me, then I know who's led.
All right. The day after the limo crash, your dad came up here and he threatened me about, well, I'm guessing you know what. I reckon he wanted to pull the trigger and all.
And that's really what happened.
Except he couldn't do it. Otherwise I still wouldn't be here, would I? But then that's your dad all over. Coward, right? Not stopping for a coffee? I'm guessing not. Well, what about you then?
I reckon I'll pass. Too much caffeine makes me stressed.
Seems to remember telling you to get rid of that gun.
Yeah, well, I was waiting for the right moment to dispose of it properly. Steph got in the safe.
Maybe you need to deal with things a bit quicker.
About me being a coward.
Well, had to make it seem real, didn't I?
Well, I suppose I should thank you then for convincing her.
Didn't do it for you. I did it for all of us.
Pint, please.
Not buying one for the lady, love?
Maybe later.
So I take it you two have had a full and frank exchange of views.
And can I get a shot of mind your own business as a chaser?
Wait, that's not nice. I was only making conversation.
All right. Relax, bear.
I'm just saying that explains the air of misery that's been in here since you come in. And pardon me for breathing.
It's taken. Oh, but hey, you're gonna sit there anyway, right?
Look, about yesterday, I want you to know that you got it wrong.
Oh, Steph's got it wrong. Has that become a mantra of yours now as well, has it?
I mean about me. No one's turned to me. I am genuinely worried about you.
What, my fixation? Form of hysteria, you think?
No one's saying you're hysterical.
But I'm obsessed, right?
I am saying that you were jumping to conclusions with no evidence.
Oh, right, okay. So the gun that I found in my dad's safe yesterday, all part of my imagination too, is it?
What?
Yeah, and I wonder what that was used for.
A gun? You actually found a gun?
Yes. And now I know Kane is covering for them too.
Please tell me you got my messages.
It's okay, panic over. I got to Kane first. He backed up the story.
Steph bought it.
I guess.
You guess. Where have I heard that before?
Well, either way, as soon as I can, I'm gonna get rid of that gun.
You should have got rid of it ages ago. Kane and I both told you.
Yes, I am well aware of all my shortcomings in this. But it needed planning, didn't it? I couldn't just shove it in the recycling. It's got to go where no one will ever find it. In pieces, in different places, ideally.
Well, I suppose we couldn't have anticipated Steph getting into the safe.
Take it you've changed the combination.
Yeah, of course I have. But that's not the problem, is it? She knows what happened.
No, she thinks she knows. She can't prove anything.
That is one step away from her knowing the whole story.
Hey, come on. Take it easy. It's still a big step, isn't it?
She believes at least one of us killed him, and she is right. She just doesn't know why. And if she ever found out...
She won't find out. And if she takes this trip to see Nicky, maybe that'll give her the time to think, and she'll reckon it's a mad thought. She'll stop believing.
I'm sorry, I don't buy Dad going up there to do him in, especially when Kyle had already lost his mum, and I don't buy Kane just letting him off. And if all that stuff had really happened, we'd all know about it.
So
someone has tipped Kane off before I got there, and it was probably Mum. I mean, she knew where I was going. Which means I am right.
Oh, that's a bit of a leap.
I am definitely right about them hiding something. And I could still go to the police.
But the gun doesn't prove anything about Anthony.
And they may think I'm delusional, or they may think about actually trying to find him, prove the lunatic granddaughter wrong. Who knows, they might even open an investigation, ask more questions of Mum, of Dad, or of Kane, actually.
I mean, you do realise that you're talking about shopping your parents in here. There's no going back after that.
It's not about what I've done. Not anymore. Which is why I'm going to force the police to find out. Because if they have killed my grandfather, they deserve to get what's coming.